Those buttery layers are absolutely unreal. When this bread bakes, the aroma is unbelievable. Soft bread that pulls apart beautifully. One bite, and you may forget croissants forever. And the best part? It's surprisingly easy to make at home. Once you try this recipe, you'll keep coming back to it. So let's make it the easy way. First, let's make the yeast mixture. Here I have some milk. Into the milk, add 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. Instant yeast is very easy to use because it does not need separate activation like active dry yeast. And then add 2 tablespoons of caster sugar, about 25 grams. Now add about 2 tablespoons, roughly 15 grams of milk powder. This helps give the bread a richer flavor and softer texture. Give everything a really good mix until the sugar dissolves completely. Then set it aside for a while as we prepare the dry ingredients. Today I'm making 2 loaves, so we need 600 grams of bread flour, which is about 21.15 ounces. Then add 5 grams of salt, and then mix the flour and salt together well. All ingredients are ready. Let's combine everything in a large mixing bowl. Mix until everything comes together nicely. Make sure there are no dry patches left. At this stage, we only need to combine the dough, not knead it yet. Once done, cover the bowl and let the dough rest for about 15 minutes. This helps the flour absorb the liquid properly and allows the dough to hydrate naturally. Easy, right? Now when you come back, you can already see the difference. The dough looks softer and much smoother. That's good dough hydration. Now let's knead the dough by hand. Lightly dust the table with flour, then start kneading. Usually around 10 to 12 minutes is enough if you knead continuously. And don't worry, you can always take short breaks if your hands get tired. If you want to use a dough kneading machine, go for it. It saves energy and makes the process easier. After about 5 to 7 minutes of kneading, the gluten will start developing and the dough will become smoother, softer, and more elastic. Now, add the softened butter, then continue kneading again. At first, the dough may look messy and slippery once the butter goes in, but keep kneading patiently. After a few minutes, the dough will slowly come together beautifully. You can already see how smooth, silky, and elastic the dough is becoming. That's exactly what we want for soft bakery-style bread. Once the dough is ready, place it into a lightly greased bowl, cover it, and leave it to proof until doubled in size. Usually this takes around 30 minutes to 1 hour, or sometimes even longer, depending on your kitchen temperature. Now let's check the dough. You can see it has risen beautifully. Using a rolling pin, roll the dough out evenly into a large rectangle. Try to keep the thickness even from all sides so the layers bake nicely. Trim the edges slightly for cleaner sides. This small step helps create more even and beautiful rolls. Now spread the softened butter all across the surface. I recommend using a spatula because it spreads the butter gently and evenly without tearing the dough. Then slowly start rolling the dough into a tight spiral. Go gently and keep the shape even while rolling. Try to keep the thickness the same from end to end so every roll looks perfect. Once you reach the end, seal the edge properly by lightly pinching the dough together. This helps prevent the rolls from opening while proofing and baking. Now cut the dough into even pieces. Here I'm making 8 rolls, but depending on your tray size, you can make 6, 8, or even 10 pieces. Then place them one by one into the prepared baking tray, side by side, leaving just a little space between each roll. Now cover the tray and let the rolls proof at room temperature for about 1 hour, or sometimes longer depending on your kitchen temperature. Once fully proofed, now gently brush the top with egg wash. This gives the bread that beautiful shiny golden finish after baking. Then into the oven they go. Bake for about 30 minutes or until beautifully golden brown. The buttery aroma at this stage is absolutely incredible. It fills the whole kitchen. Carefully remove it from the tray and just look at that. Soft, fluffy, beautifully layered, and packed with buttery goodness inside. So how was the recipe? I know you loved those buttery layers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who deserves soft buttery bread today. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more delicious recipes and detailed baking tips. Enjoy!